Welcome back everybody for the day 9th of the FTMO challenge, and as we are going to see, it was a pretty interesting one. So as you can see today, gold from the start of the morning, very early, doing late Asian, very early, 2 hours, 3 hours before New York Open, London Open, made its very aggressive move, closing and breaking below these previous lows and going down for like 55 pips, almost reach those previous PSA, even slightly below that, and then forming a PSA. As you can see, then the same. This is doing long. This was slightly pre-New York, still 10 pips could have been cocked, but I was not looking at the chart. And as you can see, made a full retracement, reacted at this previous PSA. Let me just do like this. As you can see, reacted at this previous same PSA. Very strong rejection, sort of weak doji candle, and then very aggressive move on the downside. This is all during London Open, during London session where I was not on the chart. And as you can see, reacted exactly at the same PSA, same exact lows, and then started ranging. As you can see here, this is pre-New York, made its way very aggressively. If we were to take with pending order, this would have made like almost 17, 19 pips, just based on the, let's say, not even the 5 minute closed over there, but very aggressive, in and out, rejecting from this PSA, which is based on the 4-hour time frame, which has been acting as a very strong support in the last few days. And as you can see now, then price starts to range. This is all New York stuck in this range, and my price sensitivity areas were exactly this: the blue one, hourly PSA, and these previous lows on the 15-30 minutes time frame. So I was looking for sells below and buys above, but that's not what happened because I was very patient through, as you can see, from New York Open till this very candle. So I was very patient for 1 hour and a half, but then this 5 minutes madness happened during New York Stock Exchange opening. So New York Stock Exchange opened here. This is the candle that opened, makes its way down. I was waiting for a candle to break below here, possibly close below there to take a sell, but it actually got rejected and went very aggressively all the way up. The point is that for all this session, I was looking for buys above these PSA. So because for me, even in this small range, price had to break above here to continue for at least that like 15 pips. You know that I need 10 pips, not much more. So when I saw this candle, I placed a buy limit. But what happened with all this waiting was that I got greedy. So instead of placing it above this PSA on the left hand side, what I did was actually placing it here. So it was around below the hourly, around this level. We're going to see it properly, and then got activated with the spread, but activated and then immediately went 20 pips against me. So let's go and I show you the picture. So this is backtesting. Let me show you the backtesting. As you can see, I try to see what happened during London in order to understand better the price action. This is only 5 minutes. This was pre-London. This is the price action that I just explained you on the 15. This very nice move, which was of course pre-London. So the sort of checklist is, okay, the volume is clearly in the chart. As you can see, there's a very strong one-sided momentum 1, 2, 3, 4 candles breaking, very engulfing all the previous price action and closing below this PSA. 5-minute candle closes, next 5-minute candle makes stop wick and then breaks below the PSA. So this is it. This is the 5-minute that breaks below these previous lows, and the very next makes a top wick and then closes below, goes below here. This is where you could place a sell stop, and as you can see, goes all the way back to the hourly 4-hour PSA. Then this was another backtesting of London that I saw later on. I was not trading. The same after this rejection here, we see that price is bouncing above the 4-hour PSA, and this candle is closing above these previous candles. So it's closing above everything, and there's a clean space, clean traffic. All this liquidity, look how many green candles are on the chart compared to the red one, is exactly the opposite of this one. So this one would have been an entry that goes to, I guess, 20 pips pretty easily. This is like, yes, 20 pips, so even more, pretty fast. This was another backtesting setup before New York Stock Exchange open. Of course, I didn't take this trade because this is not a setup that I know, because the price is in a range, but I said, okay, let me think about it. Let me see this. So the price is rejecting again this PSA. So one candle, this candle gets rejected, this candle closes below, this very next candle makes a top wick, and then when it breaks below this previous wick, that's where we could enter, either with a stop loss, with a buy stop, sell stop, pending order, or manually. And as you can see, 22 pips pretty easily to go back into the range, to the bottom of the range. I don't know if it's something good, but I wanted to backtest it with volume, might be. Then I think we go to the trades. Okay, so as you can see, this is where I entered. As you can see, it's still below the hourly, it's just above these previous weeks on the left hand side, and I mean, with the spread, it got activated even here. 2 pips spread is activated, and then goes straight to my stop loss. I couldn't even take partials and manage the trade because of the how quick it was to go directly to my stop loss. I did a mistake, which was over risking, which is 0.5 lots. So it was like 194 euros in a few seconds. Afterwards, what happened was that here on the 5-minute, this candle goes all the way back down in 1 minute. So this is 1 minute that the candle goes all the way back. As you can see, the full range is covered in 1 minute 50 pips. So what happened was that I got caught in sort of an emotional trade. As you know, I told you that I was looking for price to either jump back up above this PSA or go down below this PSA. What happened was that when I saw this candle here, live candle, I took my entry and actually went like 7 pips in profit, but then he reacted exactly here. As you can see, this is new 4-hour, grabbed the liquidity exactly here and then jumped back up. So I managed to, I think on the 1 minute I managed to take partials here, and the 20 pips was there, but was a loss anyway. So sort of okay, so it was sort of an emotional trade, which was previously a big mistake due to the positioning of the buy stop here. So the buy stop should have been over there, and I should have not entered a live candle like this. And I mean, the lesson that I learned today is that I really need, especially when price is ranging and it's starting to trend. It's not like here. Here, I really feel like that the price is, I mean, even here, the candle is closing below, then you see the top wick and then you enter there. That's the main point, or like this candle closing here. It's not like I have to wait for the candle to close to enter, but at least have, if it's in a trend, makes sense. Look at the difference between this price action and this price action. For this to happen, I should wait for candle confirmation. And candle confirmation means candle closure, not rushing. This was sort of greed, sort of being impatient due to the long wait. And as you can see, price then retraced all the way back. This is much clearer on the 1 minute. Here, retrace all the way back. Of course, I went to the 1 minute because I understand the price action and I see, okay, it grabbed liquidity exactly at the 4-hour PSA and it is now moving bullish. This is also a PPL and is now going bullish. So what I did was placing now a buy stop above the hourly PSA. So above here. So I put it here. As you can see, price activated. It was going above this mess. So there were a high chance that the price would continue up. And as you can see, price never closed below this previous PSA. I mean, it's absolutely stunning for me. And I stayed in this trade for a long time. I think was there, so I didn't get my TP of 10 pips. Then it goes back and goes to 15 pips. What happened at 15 pips? I have here a 20 pips stop loss. As you can see, it's safe. I enter buy and it's very safe. I don't have a candle closure. I didn't take partials below here because I wanted to take 50% off if the candle closed below this level. It never happened, so I wasn't closing partials. But what I did was placing the stop loss at the 15 pips. I think it was based on the not 1 minute, yeah, on the 1 minute, and on the 5 minute I placed at 15 pips. I moved it because I said, you know what, if now price was struggling, now it needs to go up. It was there and I said, okay, you know what, I place it like here, 15 pips, or even like this, and then it got slipped, I don't know. And I think I placed it below and it got slipped. And this like 5 minute candle was crazy. And as you can see, it was this 1 minute that was the hourly open, made ton new low wick. Let's say that I entered there. As you can see, lower wick and then continuation up. So I got stopped out at 15 pips because of my fear of losing, of my greed. And it went immediately after to my TP. As you can see, 20, 26 pips, 45 pips would have gone. And I lost because of my emotional fear of loss, of losing. So I reduce the stop loss over there. So as you can see, first trade, second trade, and the third trade I lost there. And I can show you on the broker. As you can see, this one was crazy. Buy stop gets activated, and then in like a few seconds gets stopped out. But as you can see, it was too below my hourly PSA. It was wrong placed. And this one was a very aggressive live candle that I should have not taken. I mean, this is not the norm to enter there. 15 pips, 20 pips, and that was it. And got like 7 pips in profit, as you can see. Not 10, 50. Usually you will need like 12 to have a 10 pip profit. And over there, as you can see, my buy stop was activated there with the spread, which is high on FTMO, and then got stopped out exactly there. Probably, I think the stop loss was like here and got slipped to this point. And immediately afterwards, went up to my TP. So this one was pretty rough today. And I mean, 2 trades were over risked. And as you can see, with this stop loss, it's too much. It's 1%. For the full loss, this one is basically 1% for the full loss. This one was reduced and is 0.4% for the full loss. So we total of minus 2%, which brings us on a total of minus 2.7% on the overall challenge. Let's go into the journaling part. And as you can see, I already explained the trades. Trade pending order was placed below the hourly PSA, and I was sort of greedy. I was overcome. I said, okay, this morning I said, you know what? I know the setup. I can use 0.5 lots if I have this higher chance of win rate, overconfident in my trading plan and steady system. And when I took the loss were really hard. The price was in a range for New York session. I should have waited for the candle to close instead of placing a penny order very close to the top of the range. Was not good. And with 2 pips spread, it's not good to do this so close to the top of this narrow range. I was shocked of how quickly it went against my direction. Very, very fast. I was very patient until then, but then the greed, the emotion, when this price got very aggressive, made me take the buy. And then very, very aggressive sell, just because it was going below the PSA that I was looking for the old New York. I said, you know what? Now the price was there. Okay, now the price will continue down. And it didn't. So that's not good. It was not even a candle close, was nothing. It was just a rushed emotional trade due to the very aggressive momentum. I should have waited for more confirmation of trending price. So for example, if the candle closed there, then I could have waited for the top wick and then placing a sell below here. That's it. That's what I should have done. Pretty easy. Absolutely easy. As you can see, waiting for clear price action. Possibly was too low. As you can see, even here, I mean, the entry is too low. The entry here is too high compared to the price action. That's because of the spread. That's because of, I don't know, but maybe wrong placement, but it's not good. So, okay, this one was a poor emotional trade. I have to acknowledge it. Then the pending order was very good. I liked it. The only thing was that I was uncomfortable when the price kept going up and down for my entry. If you see on the 1 minute, as I showed you, I mean, the price was chopping in a consolidation, which is absolutely to be expected when the price action on the left-hand side is like this. There's a reason why this is a PSA. There's a reason why there's this red rectangle. So it should have been expected, but left, like, as you can see, this is 12 pips. This was slipped to the low of the candle instead of being 20 pips safe down there. But as you can see, price then add momentum, break, retest, and then going even up for like even 30 pips more. So this one was a total of 45 pips. But when I saw this consolidation, I really, okay, I don't know, maybe it's not working. I felt that my entry was too high, not close enough to the PSA. With volatility, that the price was going -10, +5. I shouldn't even look at this thing. It's because of maybe looking for trader manage the trade to cut the losses shorter. I was looking at the pips and it was like -10, +5, -10, +5, 0, blah, blah. So I was really hoping that the price would reach 10 pips. And this 5-minute candle was very, very close. The last one before the new hourly open was really close. I mean, this is a 10 pip range, even more, 15. But if my enter is there, then it doesn't make any sense. It's too high. It's 6 pips. So that's why I say that my entry was too high compared to the PSA. Look here, it's too high. I mean, I'm already losing 6-7 pips of movement. It's not good. And I felt it was the right thing to do to shorten the stop loss, sort of giving the trader last chance. Exactly, because this time I said, okay, you know what, you are here, you are closing there. If you want to go back, go back. But for me, I'm now taking a smaller loss, and it's not good. It's not like you have to give the last chance to a trade. It goes where it goes. Now I was shattered by the previous losses, but even if I was feeling like a loser, I still managed to have the courage to enter there. Because I could have just said, okay, you know what, I know that now price will go up, so, but I don't want to take another trade because I'm scared, so I will let it go, and then I will feel bad because now the price will go there, and I say, you know what, you see, never went to 20 pips, I would have a perfect 45 pips win. That was absolutely the good part, is that I managed to re-enter and find the courage. But the point was that I couldn't detach from the fear of losing 20 pips, and why this is the reason why I decreased my stop loss. So I didn't miss opportunities that I said like I want to enter, but I didn't enter. There was a backtesting that I showed you, but was really a backtesting because it was a setup that I never seen before, and this one, the previous one, were doing outside of my trading session. So anything completely unexpected happened. This time the answer is a yes. 1 minute, 55 pips candle, stopping me out and making me take other side trade emotionally and entering straight away. And this is really bad. This is absolutely bad. I should not be so, I mean, not now, but my goal is to become more neutral to this. Main fears were fear of losing, fear of losing. No. Hurted me and made me shorten the stop loss. Okay. Okay, my trading strong points were able to be patient for 1.5 hours and to take further entry to losses. My trading limitation was that after 1.5 hours I was greedy and took a trade much inside the range and not the side of the range price has been all New York. Okay, because that were the main issues, that I took 2 trades still inside of the range. That's the main issue of today. That I took 2 trades that were inside of the range. 1 and 2 still were not out. So that were my main issues of today. Force myself to wait for clear confirmation and candle closure below / above previous PSA. That I have a lot to learn yet. So this was my daily mission. For counter trend trade, you need more confirmation. Check 15, 30 minute, 1 hour candle for possible rejection area. And now this is something that I'm doing by respecting and placing this hourly PSA even on the 30 minutes, even here, but I was not able to respect it as a trade entry because I took it impulsively with that candle closing above PSA. So for this case, the mission was not respected. And this is it, guys, for today. So we close at minus 2%. Let's see if we can manage to get to break even by the end of the challenge. See you guys tomorrow.